Episode 6 of the 19-minute sports report, counting down the days to the start of college football and the real discussion. Which 9 SEC teams will make the playoffs? Let's go!
Live from a city in Southern California, this is the 19-minute sports report. Here's your host, Daniel West.
We're back on a Saturday. The Olympics are behind us. The NFL is in front of us. College football is in front of us, and baseball is still here, to the dismay of just about everyone. Except me. I'm a baseball fan. I'm wearing a baseball shirt right now. But a lot of people aren't into baseball. In fact, it feels like it's more common to talk about fixing baseball and why baseball isn't more popular than it is actually talking about baseball. So instead of, talking about baseball, today on the show, I will be telling you how to fix baseball, because we haven't had that conversation in a while. It's been too long. Baseball fixed a lot of the problems that people had with it, and now that discussion is gone. And then what do we do with ourselves? Watch baseball? No, we don't do that. We talk about how to fix it further. So I have some examples of that coming up on the show. And then, of course, we'll finish up with the winners of the week. It's an exciting list today. We have the list has just been printed out. It's very exciting. It's like the Oscars minus the people who have the envelopes and they keep it secret. Dave knows the list. He's happy about it. We'll have that list coming up for you in just a moment. Olympics are on this list. Baseball, basketball, all the major sports are covered. Even maybe some WNBA, because WNBA came back. And let me tell you what, if there's something that can draw people away from baseball so they don't have to talk about baseball, they will do it, even if it's the WNBA. That's what we've learned over the years. But it's time to get started with what starts the show every week, the sponsored portion of the show. John Beanie, my engineer, is ready. He's ready with the music for the first time in many weeks, because normally when I'm ready for the sports building update, he's not ready with the music. But John, he says he's ready with the music, so John, please hit me. It's time for the sports building update. By the way, these are my notes. So, lest you think that I've written a script and I'm reading off a script, that's it. I think I just revealed winners of the week if you zoom in on the list. So don't do that. This sports building update is brought to you by Water. Been a sponsor all summer long. You need water. Have you had enough water today? Have you stayed hydrated? If not, you need some water. You can get it in lakes, ponds, springs, or available from your tap or in bottles. Check it out. Drink it. Water. Stay hydrated in these streets. In the NFL, Hassan Reddick has requested a trade from the Eagles. This is after requesting a trade from the Jets earlier. And speaking of trade news, by the way, in a story that we continue to follow up, he's the guy being traded. But in other trade news, Brandon Ayuk, he's still a 49er. We will let you know when he is traded. He said he wanted to be traded, still hasn't been traded. Here we are. In the NBA, the schedule has been released. We now know all of the marquee nationally televised games in the NBA. I know I stuttered when I said it, Dave. I was going to keep moving, but now you're laughing at me. Thank you very much. You want to start over? Okay, all right, stop, Dave. Stop. All right, thank you. All right, I'm being told that was so bad. Was that bad, John? That was bad.
I don't care who you are. That's what's
Thank
wrong.
you. My engineer here on the computer laughing.
Oh no, that's not good.
Okay, it wasn't good. Okay, okay, all right. You want to start over? Let's just do the whole thing over again. Let's just start from the top. The intro was great. Yes, and then I fell apart. Okay, so Dave's laughing at me, John's laughing at me in the screen here. This is
What a shame.
I know I wasn't great. Okay, all right. So hit me with the music again, and we'll try the sports building update again. All right, is that fine? Can we do that, please?
Yes.
This is unbelievable. We're a live show, and now you want me to take time when we could be discussing how to fix baseball and talk about this.
Yes.
All right, it's a sponsored segment. That's what they're telling me. It's a sponsored segment, so we need to make sure we get it right for the bosses. Okay, that's fair. That's fair, John. All right, John, you ready? John, you ready? John.
Yes.
All right, he's ready. All right, take 2 this time. Sports building update. Hit me with the music. This sports building update is brought to you by Water. They've been sponsoring us all summer long. They've kept me hydrated, and they can keep you hydrated too. If you haven't tried Water, you can go to your grocery store and just get a bottle of it. Or if you want, you could go out into the wild and, drink it there too. But I prefer the bottle one. Or your tap if you're in certain parts of the country. Other parts might not be recommended. This sports building update brought to you by Water. In the NFL, Hassan Reddick has been traded from the Jets to the Eagles, and now he wants to be traded away from the Eagles after he didn't get a new contract extension. So we'll let you know if he gets traded somewhere else before the start of the season or during the season. And speaking of trade requests, Brandon Ayuk is still a 49er. We've kept you updated on whether or not he's going to be traded. He hasn't been traded yet, but when he gets traded, you'll find out here first on the 19-minute sports report. The NBA has released its nationally televised schedule list along with all games this season. So now we know the numerous times that the Lakers, Knicks, and Suns will be on national television, and the one time the Charlotte Hornets will be. In the Major League Baseball news, there is an idea being thrown around, a test, a concept, if you will, of 6-inning limits, or 6-inning minimums for starting pitchers. Now, this is years away from happening. It may not even happen, but Major League Baseball is saying we need our starting pitchers to go further into games. So we're testing out a 6-inning minimum limit that may be, circumvented by throwing 100 pitches or getting injured or giving up 4 runs or something like that. Finally, another sport with problems with their players actually playing the game, said the NBA gladly. And finally, the Premier League starts this weekend, so congratulations already to Manchester City on claiming their 5th straight Premier League title. That was the Sports Building Update. For more news and information, tune into the Sports Building Update every 25 minutes right here on the Informal Network, home to this show, the Informal program. Actually, it's the 19-minute sports report, not the Informal program anymore. And the 5-minute LA Sports Show with Bagman, which you can now hear in a separate playlist on informalprogram.com. Again, sponsored by Water. All right, John, hit me. So seamless, so wonderful. He's getting better at this every year. One day we're going to not even notice that he fades down the music. All right, we have wasted enough time because they told me to do it again, which I guess was better the second time. Was it better, John? Do you think I did better the second time, John, and the news snail over there?
Yes.
Okay. All right, that's good. Is there any news? I feel like the news snail has some news that he wants to announce. Do you have any news here? You have some news? The NFL, Hassan Reddick, he wants to be traded? Interesting. NBA had their schedule release? Really? I didn't hear about that. The Premier League starts this weekend. Do you have any scores for me, News Snail? 2-0 over Wolves, Arsenal. That's a good result. Manchester United is currently 0-0 with Fulham. Interesting. All right. Well, let me know if they score. All right, News Snail, thank you. All right. It's time to talk about how to fix baseball. This is a topic that has gone on for millennia. Actually, since the 2000s when, steroids happened and people said people aren't watching baseball like they used to. Now, I'm wearing a baseball shirt, as I mentioned earlier. I love baseball. Baseball is probably my favorite of the 4 major sports to watch. If there's Sunday night baseball on and there's Sunday night football on, I will probably, unironically, watch Sunday night baseball. On mute, of course, because, ESPN. But still, nonetheless, I'll watch it. Anyway, that's where you can play it. I was looking at you, John. I didn't know if you were going to play a drop or something. That's right. That was a joke. So he plays that drop. All right. So I understand that baseball is not as popular as it used to be. Lord knows I know that. Everyone talks about it. Every time baseball is brought up, it's not, hey, did you see the baseball game? It's, hey, man, baseball isn't like it was in 1995 when McGwire and Sosa and all those. I know it was 98. I know, Dave. I know. Just I'm doing something. So how do we fix baseball? Well, make the game shorter. That was the first idea. We did that. It seemed to work. Make it more than just the 3 true outcomes where you just strike out, home run. What was the third outcome? Walk. Thank you. I forgot that third true outcome because basically people didn't even want to walk. They just wanted to hit home runs or strike out, and that was the whole thing. So we kind of fixed that. We opened up the defense. We allowed the bases to be bigger, made it easier to steal, and it feels like we've kind of fixed baseball. But no, we haven't because we're still having these discussions. So right now, I thought it would be important to make a list of the ways that we should fix baseball further. All right. And of course, I just mentioned in the Sports Building Update, they're throwing around the idea of, well, hey, maybe you can be a starter for a minimum of 6 innings, and that's how we fix baseball. No, that's not it. So I have a list here. Here is how to fix baseball. Number 1, fewer games. 162 games, too many games. Way too many games. And so people have said, okay, go down to 154. No. The NBA has 82 games, and the NBA is saying we have too many games. Maybe we go down to what the Premier League has. For instance, Premier League starting this weekend, maybe 38 games. Still a lot. Americans have a short attention span. Now, I know soccer is the most popular sport in the world. I understand the Premier League is one of the most watched leagues in America and the world, but still, that's still too much. I'm thinking even smaller number, maybe somewhere under 20. I think under 20 is a good number, somewhere between 16 and 18, something like that. So we shorten the number of games. Secondly, we expand to 32 teams. Now, 30 teams is pretty good for MLB, but we could use more. That way, instead of just having these 3 uneven divisions, you make 4 divisions, and suddenly your playoff picture makes a lot of sense. You have 2 plans at this point. You can use the NHL's model, where you have 2 giant divisions, or you can use a model from another league where you have 4 divisions, and then the divisional winners make the playoffs, and then you have 3 wild cards, and then everyone except the top team in each league plays each other in the playoffs. Third, I think there's too much baseball being played. Not only in terms of number of games, but also days of the week. So just make it one day. One day every week. That way, we can all sit down at a certain day and say, this is the day for baseball. Now, you can branch it out, of course. You can play other games on different nights of the week and, maybe a standalone game or 2. But for the most part, just condense them down to that one single day. Fourth, I think you make it a little more violent. We took out a lot of the violence that baseball had. We don't have the catcher running into, or the catcher being run into by batters anymore. That was a big part of the game. We don't have the big hits in the outfield where you have base runners, tackling the second baseman. It's a softer game. We need to bring back some of the violence. And lastly, and most importantly, I think, people complain about the World Series. It's too random or whatever. Well, you know what? Let's make it totally random. 1 game playoffs. There you go. Suddenly, on the one day of the week, everyone is gathering around their television. We see 1 baseball game for all the marbles. So that's how I would fix Major League Baseball. Fewer games. Get somewhere between 16 and 18 games. Expand to 32. Make it 4 divisions instead of 3 divisions. Play 1 day a week. Bring back the violence. And then make all the playoffs 1-game playoffs. And I think we've fixed baseball. No other league's doing that. Name another league in the U.S. that has cornered the market on those things. They haven't. Baseball is just sitting there on a gold mine. So that's how I'd fix baseball. But in the meantime, we'll still watch baseball. We'll still talk about it. And we'll get to the winners of the week. Isn't that right, John Beanie?
It's time for the best countdown in sports radio.
That was seamless, wasn't it?
From 10 to 1, here are the informal programs.
Winners! Winners! Winners!
That transition was so smooth. Dave was still looking at me saying, what was the next on the list? No, I passed it. I finished it already. I was that good. Wasn't I good at that, John? That was great.
What?
Yeah, I was good. If I may say so myself, humbly, I thought that was pretty good. This is by far the best produced show that we have had. Isn't that right, Dave? Actually, I'm looking at John.
Yes.
Yeah, John says that. Dave, you wouldn't agree? Because you haven't had a hand in producing it. Okay, well, maybe that's why. All right, it's time for the winners of the week. This week, Dave, we don't have time. What week are we going to have time for all 10? I'm presenting it to the audience as a top 10 countdown, and to this point, we have never had 10. How many do we have time for? 7. It's a shame. It really is. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry this happens every week. I'm sorry that I keep talking. And even when I start with, 7 minutes into the show, still Dave looks over and he's like, we don't have time for all of them. That's my Dave impersonation. Dave, can you actually, just real quick, I know I'm wasting time, but I'm mad. Dave, before we get to this, can I just have you speak so that people know what you sound like? And when I do the Dave voice, know that it's making fun of you?
Yeah, there we are. Hi.
Yeah, that's Dave. That's my producer over there. I'm not even going to ask John Beanie to talk because we don't need to hear from John Beanie.
No, we certainly don't.
No, we don't even really need to hear from you. No disrespect, but every week, I just come in and I'm like, this is the week we're going to have all 10. He's like, no. All right. I'm wasting enough time, John. Just give me straight to number 7, John.
It's number 7.
Coming in at number 7, Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge became the fastest, speaking of baseball, the fastest player in Major League Baseball history to 300 home runs. 955 games. That's 132 games fewer than the last guy, which starts the question already. Could he be the greatest home run hitter of all time? Maybe. Could he pass Barry Bonds? Perhaps. Or will his cousin Arson Judge do that first in San Francisco where he signed last year? We don't know, but he is number 7 with the winners.
Winners!
No, I'm not explaining the arson judge joke. No, I'm not. If you either you get it or you don't. No, I'm not. I'm not explaining arson judge. Someone out there got it, and if you didn't, you can look it up. All right, Dave, John, whoever's over. I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. Dave, you're over here. John, you're over here. I'm just ready to go home. I want to go to 10. I want 10 names one day anyway. Give me with number 5.
At number 6.
I'm sorry, number 6. I don't even know what number it is here. Coming in at number 6, Caitlin Clark. The WNBA is back. So is Caitlin Clark, who scored 29 points in a Fever win. That also featured a fight of some sort. Is that correct, John? I heard there was a fight of some kind?
Yes.
There was a fight. Okay. Yeah, there was a fight.
Yes.
Okay, there was. Yeah, it was a fight. Anyway. No one got injured? Anyone get injured?
Yes.
No one got injured or someone got injured? What happened?
Yes.
That's not what? Anyway. I'm confused now. I'm sorry. I'm just really upset that we can't do 10 this week. I thought this was the week. Go to the next one.
Here's number 5.
Coming in at number 5. I'm sorry. That was number 6. Caitlin Clark, winner of the week. Okay, there we go. Now hit me with number 5.
Here's number 5.
Listen, if you're going to mock me with never letting me have 10, then I'm going to take as much time as I can with the 7, Dave. That's just how it goes. Play it again.
Here's number 5.
Coming in at number 5, Los Angeles. Yes, the city of Los Angeles. First of all, the Olympic torch was passed to Los Angeles, who will host the games in 2028 that we are certainly ready for. And also, we're opening the Intuit Dome open this weekend, and Crypto.com Arena got a brand new Jumbotron as they continue their renovation. So a pretty good week for Los Angeles. And again, very excited for the Olympics that we were totally ready for. The public transit, totally ready. The streets, the infrastructure, the atmosphere, we're ready to go. If the Olympics for some reason called and said, hey, listen, we had so much fun in Paris last week, let's do it again next week in Los Angeles, boom, we are ready to go. We could just start up the trains and take people through our beautifully clean streets, and then we're ready to go. So I can't wait for the Olympics in 2028, and neither can Los Angeles, who, again, is perfectly ready.
At number 4.
Coming in at number 4. I know he keeps forgetting to hit winners. Number 4. Winners, yeah, John. There we go. All right, now hit the imaging.
At number 4.
This is falling apart here at the end. Coming in at number 4, U.S. Soccer. Now, the women won a surprise gold medal at the Olympics.
We are winners! Winners! Winners!
The city of America.
We know we're a winning city!
That's right. Now, a lot of people said Emma Hayes is going to come in, kind of clean it up. It's going to be a slow process. No, we went out there and won the whole thing. That's right.
Winners!
And then just when the English and the Europeans were like, uh-oh, U.S. is back in women's soccer, this Matt Crocker said, hey, you know what I'm going to do over here on the men's side? Let's bring in Pochettino. That's right. Pochettino is going to be the coach for the men.
Winners!
Oh, what a week for U.S. soccer. We are the winners, baby.
Winners!
You thought USA basketball was coming? Let me tell you what. Much like Deion Sanders said last year before they finished 4-8. We'll be a little better than that. We're coming.
Winners!
The men, we're coming.
Winners!
The women, we're already here.
Winners!
And that's why we're number 4.
Winners!
John,
And now, your top 3.
we got to rush through these because we're almost out of time. Coming in at number 3, Nikola Jokic. Now, the Olympics happened, ended last week or late last week, and I've never seen anyone happier to win a third-place medal. That's called bronze, actually, than Nikola Jokic. Actually, there was the women's rugby team in the U.S. They were also happy, but Jokic at number 3, congratulations on the bronze.
Winners!
All right, hit it with number 2 quickly, Dave.
This
Or John.
is number 2.
Whoever you are. We're running out of time here.
I tried to tell you.
Well, I think Dave was actually right. All right, coming in at number 2, Stephen Curry. Did you see USA versus France? It happened hours after we finished recording here last week on the 19-minute Sports Report. Steph Curry went nuts. LeBron James is here joining us, world champion LeBron James. LeBron James, how many straight three-pointers did my man Steph Curry hit at the end to end the nation of France?
Not 2, not 3.
Thank you. 4 straight three-pointers in the row. The last one, some say, may be the greatest basketball shot of all time. And I don't think that's really hyperbole. I think that's perfectly justified for what we had. Now, Steph Curry, number 2, John.
Winners!
It's time for number 1.
Here's number 1.
Now, you may be saying to yourself, what on earth could possibly be better than Steph Curry's performance? Let me tell you what. If you were a NASCAR hater, you were a winner of the week. Isn't that right, John?
We are winners! Winners! Winners!
Let me just explain in about 60 seconds what happened in NASCAR, and I will tell you why. And you will agree why, if you're a NASCAR hater, you're the winner of the week. Austin Dillon, driver of the 3-car, formerly belonging to the late, great Dale Earnhardt, still owned by the same guy who owned the 3-car before, wrecks 2 people. LeBron James, how many people did he wreck at the end of the race?
Not 2.
Well, actually, it was 2. But, yeah, anyway, he wrecked 2 people at the end of the race. Joey Logano, who he bumped out of the way, and then Denny Hamlin, who basically pit maneuvered out of the way to win the race on Sunday in Richmond. Now, if you're a hater of Denny Hamlin or Joey Logano, which a lot of people are, man, you were happy because they got what they deserved. But if you're a hater of Austin Dillon, you're a little bit ticked. But if you're a hater of NASCAR's playoff format, you're very happy because Austin Dillon wrecking those 2 guys showed that it's a joke and you can wreck yourself to move on and try to win the championship and qualify for the playoffs. So you're a hater there. Now, later on in the week, much like Kanye West back in the day, no relation to yours truly, said, I'm going to let you finish, but, best video of all time, Taylor Swift at the whatever award show that was. NASCAR said, I'm going to let you keep the race win, but you won't qualify for the playoffs. So if you're an Austin Dillon hater, you're feasting. And if you're just a hater of NASCAR in general, where you're happy because it was a whole mess, and that was that. Now, I'm not for hating. I'm more for loving. But if you were a NASCAR hater this weekend, well, you feasted pretty well. That'll do it for this week on the 19-minute sports show, plus 2 minutes because it's just like soccer, and Dave let me run wild with the clock. If you enjoyed the show, please like and subscribe and tell other people about it. If you didn't like it, well, also tell other people about it because they might like it. I'll talk to you next week. Till then, bye.
All right, you're clear. Unbelievable on the timing. Unbelievable.
You have to yell.
Actually, I kind of do. I like your idea to fix baseball, though.
No one's doing that.
No one's doing that, man. You're onto something, man. It's unbelievable. I mean, how? How has no one done that?
I mean, 16 game season?
Yeah.
Violence?
Yeah.
What day would they play?
I'm thinking Thursday or Friday because you got college football on Saturday.
It's good, yeah. What about Sunday, though?
Now, people go to church on Sunday. They wouldn't be watching sports.